Hello and good evening. This is Grillenheimer. This is a little different. I realized I can't flip my video if I just hit the pause button, so I'm having to start all over again. And here's my fat hand, at least. Now, I don't know if I'm a casual gamer of these things. I'm an old fan of the Transformers since 1984. I was like a teen or preteen back then. Kind of give you an idea of my age. I'm not quite pushing daisies yet, but I'm doing okay. Now, I got that. My son and I, he's played 3 or 4 times with me, and I think he likes it. He likes it better than Pokemon. Now, I got to go to a friend's house who has some of these cards, and we didn't even play the game. I was so disappointed. But I'll set up characters, like 2 big starred characters against maybe 3 or 4, see how things go, have a lot of mock battles, see how things go, And I think, if I remember, these were the characters on this team. And that's the thing. When you don't have enough for a whole team to make a combiner, and yes, Stunicons are the most common team to be able to collect, but I cannot combine a combiner at all. That almost makes this even more fun to a certain extent, because it's such a blender of characters that you can mix together to play against each other. And I believe it was Bumblebee, Dragstrip, Ironhide, and Red Alert. I think it was them versus 2 Kickbacks, Ransack, and an Aerial Bot. I think it was Air Raid. Because that makes about the right amount of stars for being under 25 or under. Say 1, 2, 3, 21. I could have had somebody else here, I guess, or somebody different. But I do remember I had 2 Kickbacks and Ransack and another character. It may not have been an Aerial Bot, but I thought it was. I can't remember exactly. But of all the blasted things that happened in this mock game, and it all depends on your cards. It's not just transforming and tapping and attacking and transforming. Except, whoa, that Kickback, he flew off, didn't he? I didn't mean to do that. And when it came down to it, it was this team versus this team. Of all things, and I guess it was because who I was pitting against too, and when you're kind of playing by yourself, which is a sad thing to do, I'll admit. I heard a laugh that you kind of want to get things going as fast as you can and knock them out, but at the same time you want to keep the game going. And there may have been a skill of a character that when you're handling 8 characters like this at one time, you miss a few things, and I think I was using they should have called it polarities. It's like inverted Energon, I got the card in here somewhere, where it swaps the color pips. Not down here. It actually swaps your battle icons for your battle cards drawn during each battle. So it doesn't matter if, let's just pick a character. Let's pick Ironhide. He's got 3 attack and 3 defense. But anything else that you flip, anything blue becomes orange, anything orange becomes blue, whether he's attacking or defending. It is an upgrade. And it doesn't come off unless you want it to come off, or you want to take that off to put on a different upgrade. I don't want to think it's a utility or an armor. It's one of the two. I apologize for my memory. But when it came down to it, this blasted team won because I was using Ransack to his best ability, and I had a of all characters to be left on the board, Kickback. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm hearing a critter on the other side of that door over there. Anyway, Kickback was the last one standing, and I was just like, really? Kickback? But it was just sort of how I played the game. I may have messed up just a skill or two. Sometimes I'll get to, you know, if this is team one, you attack. You can attack anyone over here. You can't play a card. You come over here. You draw. You play a card. You attack the one person that attacked over here first, but you can only do either one action or one upgrade, and then you come back over here and you can play an action and upgrade. And sometimes when doing that, you kind of get into that, and all of a sudden you forget to put actions and upgrades, and then it's player two's turn, and you're like, whoa, I didn't play anything over here, you know? Well, that was that first game. Team, I'll call this team one. They won, and Kickback was the last man or last bot standing. Okay, then game two. Now that other game was possibly over the weekend or many nights ago. Game two was last night, and it was these guys: Ransack, Cup, Sentinel Prowl, and Silverbolt versus Autobot Leader Optimus Prime, Red Alert, Motormaster, and Off-Road. So we have mixtures of not just Autobots and Decepticons, but combiners and combiners mixed with Wave 1. And it made for a really fun and very long game. I was really surprised how long this took. And I ended up messing up a lot at one point where I didn't realize it, that somebody had been knocked out, and I didn't realize it, and that because Silverbolt has such low health at 7, and he had been knocked out for a turn or two, and I didn't realize that. So that was one error there. I missed somebody's skill here at one point as well. I forgot whose exactly, but it came down to this. I have this written down. Where's my cheat sheet here? Okay. Trying to keep this going. Well, where's number 1? Okay, I believe it started off like this. That Red Alert. Oh, no. Excuse me. Ransack took out Off-Road. Off-Road was the first to go. Then Red Alert then took out Cup. And then Cup was out of the battle. Shortly after that, Combiner Prowl here ended up taking out Red Alert. I'm trying not to go back and forth too much in case, some people get motion sickness easily. I know my cousin does. He can't ride in a car if he's not driving without getting some motion sickness. And then, let me see here. Red Alert took out Cup. Then next to be taken out, Motormaster ended up taking out Silverbolt. And Silverbolt was then taken out of the game. Then up next we had, oh goodness, that's right, I believe that's right. Prowl here ended up taking out Motor Master, which followed, and we had a turn or two, and Ransack ended up being the one that took out Prime. Of course, you know, counters are being taken down and moved and whatnot. And like I said, I think I messed up taking out Silverbolt earlier when he should have been taken out, but oops. You know, me of little brain, you know, trying to keep it with 8 characters at one time. But that's the neat thing about this. But yes, in summary, you know, this is who I've managed to collect. I don't know if I'm going to be getting much more than this. But, you know, I've been able to get, let's go over here, you know, the 3 different Bumblebees. You know, Brave Warrior, Courageous Scout, Trusted Lieutenant. I think Trusted Lieutenant is the best one. Blur, Cup, Red Alert, Ironhide, Jazz. We have Jetfire, Autobot Leader Optimus Prime. I think he's the weaker one. He's only got 7 stars. Where I've got 3 different Megatrons from the 2 different waves. Let's see. Decepticon Leader, Living Weapon, and Arrogant Ruler, who is, I believe, from Wave 2, I think. Yes, Wave 2. And then, you know, I've been able to pick up, you know, 3 of the aerial bots. Have a mixture of Dinobots here from both waves. Slag, yes, I call him Slag, Grimlock, and Snarl. And this is not a bad, and they're not really bad characters. I like this mix. I have 2 of the Sentinel Autobots, Prowl and Hot Rod. And their abilities are really neat. When they are knocked out, they are still usable. You need to transform them when they're in knocked out and keep up with what form they're in. And I just can't believe I finally got a Starscream in an Acid Storm. Originally, Thundercracker was the only Seeker I had, followed by Thrust, Acid Storm, and Starscream. So, man, we got some Seekers. Ransack and 2 Kickbacks, and I actually have 2 Shockwaves. Any of my doubles I really didn't put out. And I have 4 out of the 5 Stunticons here, which are just fun characters. Oh, that's what I was missing out on. I think I missed out on that other game where Off-Road, if a car attacks him, then he attacks the car for one point. I think because Ransack, I had Ransack attacking a lot. Silverbolt and Prowl, and for the most part, they barely touched Off-Road. It was normally Ransack and Silverbolt and Cup, so technically, if Prowl even attacked Off-Road at all, it was maybe one time, you know. And I have a few doubles of these guys. I think I've got another Dead End, another Drag Strip. I think I'm missing Wild Rider, or whoever the 5th one is. I know Off-Road is, you know, the illegitimate child of the Stunticons here. We got a nice spread of Autobots. You know, happy to have Jetfire. He's a pretty strong card for the most part. And this, like I said, the Sentinels, you know, I hear that they break a few rules too, and they combine, or they're in play, because they nearly have, like, you know, 7 stars each, or these 2 do. And Prime is, even if this is one of the weaker Primes, I really don't know. I haven't done that. I mean, I've been doing more research on how to play the blasted simple game this is than, you know, all the different cards that are out there. But they're just so cool. And I have some battle cards in sleeves, and I'm going to try to get some of these in sleeves too. I've seen some top loader thingies, but because hey, I'm playing with these things. I'm not collecting them to keep them or keep them away or hide them away or let them get dusty or anything. I'm playing with these suckers, and because they're just so fun. If they get worn, I guess they're going to get worn, but if I'm able to get some those, I think it's, oh gosh, I wrote it down, 3.5 by 5 1/8. I'll try to get some. I've got some stuff up on eBay, and if I get the chance, I might get something to be able to put these in. But this has been a pretty fun game, even as a solo player. But if I'm able to get my friend some more too, he's just interested in collecting the darn things, and I'm like, really, dude? But it is such a fun game. I've got a couple of decent cards over here too. There we go. Yeah, here's the doubles. Agility of Bumblebee. I thought I recorded a game or two. Maybe I didn't put it out there. I can't remember. But I do have the Matrix. Gosh, I have a couple of. Well, where did those cards at? Trying not to mess up. Oh, they're all right here. Okay, I kind of have this as my Autobot deck. Agility, Bumblebee, Cargo Trailer, Turbo Boosters, something you can put on a car. Upgrade for cars. And some other stuff in here, maybe one Dinobot card. And I have found not all decks are equal, And the fun of this is, oh and yeah, you can see I've made some more of these. These are a little smaller. These are a little bigger. I like the shape of these better. And of course, I'm just using all this. I've kept all my blasted these cardboard pieces, and I've made more of these things. This is weird looking at this through my camera. A little disorienting, especially with my bad eyesight. And most of these I was trying to keep in Roman numerals, whatnot, and these are just terrible, Some people use dice. We got plenty of dice. We could probably use dice too. But I thought these were pretty neat looking, trying to make them just a little smaller. I wish I could have made them that small. These are just ideal. I just use a quarter for these silly things, which were the first ones I started off with, putting a symbol on the back and a number on the front or whatever. But I've seen a lot of people when using different counters, using dice, some really nice things online that they have for sale or whatnot, or not for sale. It's just been fun. It's been a nice diversion between work, family, video, and that stuff, and whatnot. So with that, let me go. I don't want to go. Didn't mean to go this long with this stuff, but hopefully next time, I'd like to, try to keep things a little different, a little fresh. Trying to, fishing for gamers, so to speak. Check out some other stuff, and I really appreciate all my subscribers, everyone out there who can wade through my terrible Southern accent, and God bless y'all, and y'all have a good night, and thanks for watching.